First of all, man, I don't look at it black, white, none of that. I try not to, even though that's just what it is. But I don't because and they say you support black business, but all black businesses are good. So let's stop that right there. Like if we're gonna segregate for real.
Time, you just keep going, and one day you're going on without me. Time, you just keep going, and one day you're going on without me. Time, you just keep going, and one day you're going on without me. Time, where you going? Come back. Every coin got two sides, every sword got two edges. Life begin as one ends. How will I be remembered, mortal man?
Welcome everybody, it's your boy AKJ coming to you live. I have one of my good friends with me, and also he is the CEO and founder of We Just Living.
There it is.
We have JaMarius Jelks. Welcome to the show, young brother.
Thank you, JaMarius.
JaMarius, I'm proud.
It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate being on the show. Thank you. I see that you did a good show last time. I definitely checked that out with Queen of Resilience.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. You've been doing your thing.
Yeah, so have you. I've been seeing all the pictures and all the marketing and the products. Proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you. It's something I can't do. I'm not I can't make clothes and shoes and stuff like that. But that's something I have to learn. But you got the audacity to do it, so I applaud you.
I appreciate that.
So recently George Floyd was recently killed. On live on social media, and we have like all the riots going on in Minneapolis and down where you at in Atlanta and here in St. Louis. I wanted to get your intake on how you felt on the situation that unfolded this past week.
I'm about to be 30 this year, and like I was talking to somebody and I've said this in the past too. It's like the stuff that we grow up reading in the history books. It's happening in real life now, in real time. And so my message that I always pass out is I deal with reality. I don't deal with fictitious things like, okay, certain beliefs or whatever, those are cool. But at the end of the day, it's a certain way how things are executed to get done. And so with all this stuff going on, what was his name?
George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, when we've been to St. Louis, right? And so the whole Stockton case, like I shot that thing. I was out there. I had to put out a small promo. I never produced the content, but it was called The Streets Have Sound. And so I was out there with my video camera and doing photography, and I really seen how it looks and what the message is. And a lot of people are looting and all that, and I don't think that's called for. But you can control the behavior, but you cannot control the reaction. Mm-hmm. And so, whatever's happening is what's going to happen, but you can't let that control you at the end of the day. And so that's my view. Like we're gonna have a lot of people have died this year, right? Whether it's been COVID, whether it's been natural deaths, suicides, whatever, and it's been ugly, And so, but at the end of the day, what I've learned is you still got to push through, because all this white noise can be going around you, but you still got to make it. And so, with the case that we're dealing with right now, it's ugly. Like we're videotaping it and we're not doing anything. And that's one thing I don't understand. Like, for instance, if that was my friend getting a knee on his neck, I'm not videotaping that. And it's a reality. I'm not videotaping that. You're going to get off him. We'll both go to jail or whatever it is. But I'm not going to let that happen. If you pull my mom out the car, ridiculous like, it's going to be some repercussions after that. And the thing is, you have to be willing to die for what you believe in. And a lot of people don't. Like when I did my first album, and I know this is off subject, when I did my first album called Revolutionary Dream, this is during the Mike Brown situation. We released it months before the situation happened. And it's like it's just so much things that you can say that you want to do, but if you're not putting the action forth, then it doesn't matter. And so I can start putting my action forth other ways.
Same here. When you were at the protest, when you were shooting at the protest, like what was your, feeling while you were, shooting it?
I felt like, and I still feel like this because I wasn't out there shooting yesterday during the riot. But a lot of people called my phone. They were like, are you going to be out there? And I'm just like, I love being out there because you actually got to feel the streets. Like, if you never grew up in the streets, then you may not understand. Like this, that's just what we grew up with. But when you got all that power in one spot and you move around the whole community, everybody feels it. And so I wanted to capture that and to let people know, like, we out here for real. And I've been, like I said, my first album, I realized I was willing to die for whatever I believed in after I learned a certain, level of belief and what I know now for my certain type of confidence. You got to be, like, things are going to happen. They watch movies, you seen the dogs get sick on the water hose, all kinds of things. They walk in, and it's just like, if you're not willing to die for what for the occasion, then I don't think you really need to be out there. Because the talking, this is what we're doing. What has that done? What has that done? Nothing. So is it to the point where are we going to, my company, I'm full, I do everything myself, right? So if I want my own basketball league, I'm going to create my own. I'm not going to go to the white man. I'm not going to go to Nike. My favorite shoe is Reebok, but they're not giving me no deal. So what I do, I go make my own shoe. So if we get our own minds, it's a lot of black millionaires out here. Why not create your own league? Stop playing in the system, create your own system, right? And so when you play in a system, you're going to get more cases like this because they don't care about us. If some of them do, but the elite, the 10%, and that's a different type of knowledge because a lot of people are 85, they lost and trapped in the system, right? And it's 5, the enlighteners, there's a whole nother, topic. But the thing is, that's what I wanted to capture and let people.
I want to is how do you like what black people now is like? How do we get to be on that mind track? Like what do you think we should do to change our mindset?
Well, first of all, man, I don't look at it black, white, none of that. I try not to, even though that's just what it is. But I don't because and they say you support black business, but all black businesses are good. So let's stop that right there. Like, if we're going to segregate for real. Like, let's not half-ass it. Let's do it for real. But if not, everything is a business opportunity. That's how I look at it as well, right? And so, but then you got to also know when not to say, like, a lot of people get mad at Michael Jordan because he doesn't, speak out, right? But he gives back another way. So, I mean, you really got to know yourself in this type of manner to be able to have that type of knowledge. Because if you're not comfortable with losing and, not having certain things, like with the government giving us these checks, well, unemployment, you're going to feed off that. And then when they take it back, what you going to do? And, now everybody, the reapply for the job, all other things. So you got to be in your mind, like this COVID is supposed to teach you, you need something. You need to own something. Because when you own something, you think differently.
That's for sure. So when you created We Just Living, excuse me, what was your like mindset then? Like what inspired the term or the phrase?
I was depressed. I think me and you had a small conversation. Like, I think we both went through something at some point in time when I just had Winehouse Creations and wasn't doing what I thought it was supposed to be doing with the support and everything. And so I was at home drunk and high. I don't know if I said it on your show, but I was at home drunk and high, laying on my couch, my white couch. I later threw out because it was a burden in my life and it represented something else. Yeah. But I was laying on the couch and I'm thinking, like, who am I? And so when I started searching myself and thinking, okay, well, I'm not the most handsomest. I've never been the most flyest. I've never been the best athlete, but I'm really good at everything I do, like really good. And so I was like, I just bring a little flavor to the game. I'm a compliment piece. And compliment pieces, you don't find them that often because everything can mash together. So I'm a person that can, adapt. And that's another way I changed my thinking, being able to adapt in different scenarios and circumstances, atmospheres. Like, I'm not from St. Louis, right? But I lived in St. Louis for the last 10 years. So I've been in St. Louis since I was 18. And I had to learn how to maneuver again in another city. And then I found my way at the top on my way out, right? And then, you know, so that's how I started my business. Then I was a security guard before I quit that. And then I became a life coach and job trainer. And that's kind of how I started fulfilling my destiny. Like, you know, and then things just started clicking. I watched certain, Eric Thomas, he's one of my people on YouTube I watch. And it started teaching me how to start using my 24 different than other people. Like, you know, we waste a lot of time. And, you know, also, you know, I'm Greek. I'm a Nuke. So you learn the value of time and the value of a dollar and what you can and cannot waste, right?
Yeah.
And so, and that whole thing, like that started cultivating into a certain type of lifestyle. And so at the time I was still promoting, going out, supporting people's parties, events, and everything, but I wasn't getting the same thing in return.
Yeah.
So that's what drove me to my depression. And so once I got out, I was just like, you know, at the end of the day, we just living. I seen my mom and some friends, they went on a trip, not together, but they all went over outside the United States. And I seen it, they posted, I'm like, man, my friends are living, my family's living. And next thing you know, I realized this is something collective we can do together. And that's how we just live and became.
Well, that's it kills me when that's a powerful statement. With, you know, it's so much to unpack what you just said. I have a lot of questions. It kills that what you thought about yourself at the time. Well, especially when I know you, all I seen was confidence out of you. And when you say that you didn't think that you were the stylish person, I thought the complete opposite. It kills me that you say that. It really does. It really.
A lot of people think I have a lot of confidence, but it's that way because, I mean, I'm from Decatur, Illinois, so that's just something we you know, we're very prideful about that. I'm a Jelks, that's my last name. And, you know, I grew up if you ever see my logo, it's the J3 logo. It looks like the Iverson logo. So it's me and my two twin brothers. They're older than me. We are like a monument in Decatur. Like, we were the first Black swimmers, like on a swim team per se. We held records for 14 years. The reason why we stopped because they was calling us niggers. My grandma took us out. And so other than that, we were athletes. We were some of the best athletes in the city. We are musicians. You know, we're great role models. So that's where all the confidence comes from, and just knowing, like, my mom always has trusted me.
So when you was going through your depression period, I can attest to that. I went through mine for I went through homelessness for a year and a half. I went through.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
All right, man. I went through, but even, you know, after I got out, you know, the homelessness, I was telling Frederica this earlier. It took me a while to take a shower, and it took me a while to take care of myself, you know, and get her and just the stuff.
But I was eating air. Like, air. I didn't have no food in my house. I was eating air and sleep. That's the only thing I had, honestly.
Yeah.
I ain't want to ask nobody for no favors, anything.
But, you know, and then one thing I did have was weed. I did say that. I did have that. That's one thing. But I needed that to get through at the time. But
I did have that in alcohol.
When you was going through your depression, like, what, besides like the weed and alcohol, like what did you have to get through that period, and how long was it?
I had my close friends at the time. My best friend Phil, he's actually down here visiting me right now in Atlanta. Phil, my line brothers, I'm always gonna give them, because they, you know, they supposed to hold you up, you know, at the end, and hold you accountable. Dan, Do Yourself a Favors clothing line. If you've seen me, you've seen him. We traveled together the last couple of years. Tay Rosso, he's definitely another person that has. Tay, man, I wish people appreciate him like he deserves it, because Tay, he got some music coming and it's already here, and I'm proud of him. He's worked his ass off to get where he is. And, you know, 227 for sure. That's everybody included. I don't want to miss no names in that one. I don't know. You know, I don't know if one person gave me my start.
Good guy.
You know, if anybody knows where I started at, you know, I was blonde hair at the time. Blonde hair, skinny jeans type of guy. That was me, young. I had a blonde faux hawk right down the middle. I definitely want to give a shout out to Shay. Everybody know, you know, she stuck by me, and you know, we're good friends now, really good friends, but still cool. But she's somebody that helped push me and get me to where y'all see me now.
Yeah, well, before we move into our last portion, what made you move down to Atlanta? What's your goals now?
Man, you know what? It was for exposure. You know, because I've done it, like I lived in the Midwest. I've done everything I wanted to do in St. Louis, right? And so I was working with a lot of artists that came to St. Louis, you know, and they liked my work. And then it's just like, well, I might as well move there to be right into the action. And I almost, we're not gonna go into, but I almost got deterred of going someplace else. But I listened, being obedient, and everything's been unfolded like it should be.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I used to live in Dallas for a while. I think I might move back for a second because I think that's more my speed. And
yeah.
I've been at ATL for a while, and I was like, no, I can't do the traffic. I can't do it. But
you know, since it's COVID season, it's traffic is so bad. But
lucky you.
I was on the highway stuck the raining when it rains down here for real.
Oh man, I'm south. Yeah,
it definitely rains down here for real.
Try driving the 18-wheel through that, man. But yeah, so we before we leave, do you have anything like you want to like inspire, like to leave us with, like was an inspiration?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely do. And so in this time, we got a lot of time off. If you haven't found out what your purpose is at this time, search. And that's all I can tell you, because you got to be ready for whatever is about to come. Like the 2020 has shown us a lot, and it's been a big disappointment in a lot of people's eyes. But it's also a cleanup. Mm-hmm. It's also a cleanup, and it's crazy how it's happening. It's a social cleanup. It's a distancing. Like we got so many people attached to us, right? Just like your fingers. You got so many people attached to you, and you got to learn how to let people go. And we hold on to situations, opportunities, a lot of things, just to think something else is going to come with it, but it doesn't come, right? And then you hear, "Oh, stick it out." Yeah, but you got to start thinking, right? And if it's not going the way you think it, you're wasting your time. So you got to know you know what? Tune in Monday on my YouTube. We Just Living, hashtag We Just Living. We're doing a virtual vision board party. And this is just a recollection, getting us gathered back together to end these 6 months the way that we thought we could start these first 6 months, and to put us ahead of next year, because it's never too late. And you can accomplish things in a day, an hour, a minute, and a second. It just takes you that one click to make you want to do it. And once you start moving with an urgency, other people see it. And when other people see it, that's when opportunities come. Then other opportunities for more money. Now you're at a certain standard of living that you always wanted to be at. But everything can't be made overnight. So I'm not knocking anybody that's Forex or these other things, but you got to know what you want to do. Don't just fall for all these quick get rich schemes right now. I'm telling you, it'll work off and pay off in the long run. And once it pays off, honestly, you need to own something right now. Right. You need to own something right now, because they can't take that away. You can always make money. Like I'm telling you, during this whole Corona, I've been traveling, I've been working, I've been shooting. They can't stop. Like, what they gonna do? How they gonna stop me? What they gonna do? Like that's my mindset. If they're not gonna beat my ass, right? And then you're not gonna stop me, because I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm not hurting anybody in that time. Like so you got to figure out what you want. If you want to sell lip balm, find a way. I'm gonna give y'all something I'm working on right now. I'm trying to make my own energy drinks. All these people doing these NutriBurst situations, make money for them. I can make money for myself, right? And if it does the same thing, why not support somebody that you know, a company that you want to be associated with, and you're gonna get more perks. You know, we sell more than just drinks. We sell more than just clothes. We sell shoes. We got more than shoes. We sell jewelry. You know, and then on top of that, we're working on this curriculum that I was working on the last few years with my last job that I was with, and then we just create this We Just Living curriculum. So actually, we're putting it into fruition on Monday. So the first day is vision board day, because you need to figure out who you are. So I always used to say this, and I ended with this: you need to find you, be you, and love you. We just live.
Man, I like that. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. Where can we find you at on Facebook?
So you can find me at We Just Live in 227 on Instagram. That's my business page. And then you got the Fine Wine 227. That's my other business page. If we are friends from back in the day, I only said people from friends back in the day on Facebook. Other than that, you kind of knew, so you can be on my Instagram. But, you know, and then I'm on YouTube. We Just Live in hashtag it. You know, it's something that we doing. So we'll be back.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for joining us. It's your boy KJ coming to you live. And I'll see y'all next time.
All right, for sure.
Time. You just keep going, and one day you're going on without me. Time. You just keep going, and one day you're going on without me. Time. You just keep going, and one day you're going on without me. Time. Time, where you going? Come back. Every coin got two sides, every sword got two edges.